Glenn, mate, congrats. What were you feeling when you were walking out there at 5 for 70 odd?
I was probably thinking that we haven't probably got much to lose, so I had a bit of freedom, I suppose, to try and take the bowling on and put a bit more pressure on them. And I thought if I could make the most of that short boundary as much as I could early on, and just back my bat swing, there was a fair bit of a breeze heading that way as well, so I just tried to get it up in the air and was able to get a couple pretty clean early on in the innings, and then hopefully start to build a partnership with Alex. And then I knew once I started to get in the innings, I'd start to bowl a bit differently to me, and I might be able to cash in on some loose balls. But everything pretty much went to plan tonight. The way our partnership built was outstanding. So it was good fun out there, and I'm really happy to get that result.
There's always a lot to talk about your position in the team, and particularly the batting order, but what does that mean to you to score that 100 and get Australia over the line?
Yeah, I just think to be in a match-winning partnership with Alex there, I think whenever your team's in trouble, I feel like I've always batted better for Australia when we've been in a bit of trouble, and to be able to get us through that and get us to a position where we could win the game was really pleasing, and something that myself and Alex, we were really focused out there. We had a really good idea of what we were trying to do as far as keeping the balls and the runs pretty close, and just try and take it as deep as possible. And we knew coming to the last 10, we'd be able to get a few more twos with the field going out a little bit, with another fielder going out. So we thought if we could keep it under 8s or 9s for the last 10, we thought we'd be a real red hot chance.
Thanks, mate.
Adam Collins.
Well done, Glenn. What does this mean to you, not just personally, but as far as the team as well, being able to knock off the world champions on home soil for the first time in 5 years, and I guess from a personal perspective, being able to deliver on a pretty big stage in terms of a big series-defining performance?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was, I suppose, coming in at 5 for 70, it's probably hit or bust at that stage. I think if you lose another wicket in the next, 5 or 10 overs, it's pretty hard to expect the bowlers to do the job with the bat. But I think once we started to build that partnership and took a couple of risks early, got away with them, and was able to sort of ride with that momentum going forward. And I suppose just having heaps of trust, I suppose, in my own technique, and having trust in my partner at the other end. Myself and Alex have had some good partnerships over the last few years, and really enjoyed being with him at the other end. And for that to, I suppose, just grow into a really big partnership and get us to a point where Starkey and Camo could get us over the line at the end was pretty awesome.
And just as far as the confidence for this team as you build, I mean, they say World Cups aren't won in 6 weeks, they won over 4 years. I mean, the idea of early in this cycle taking down, the world champs, that must be a very big, important stepping stone. Yeah, massive. And I think we saw we saw the firepower of England the other day. They were 8 for 149, I think they were, but their lower order was still able to get them to 230, which was a match-winning score on a old wearing wicket. And they've just got plenty of options, plenty of guys that can chip in. We saw Joe Root do the job of the ball today. It was extremely difficult to get away. They've just got options all the way through. And then you throw, I suppose, Ben Stokes back into the mix when he gets when he gets back into the side, and it's a pretty formidable team. But to take them down their home soil, when they've been playing pretty consistent cricket over here, and for us to I suppose start our summer off after a long time in lockdown with a series win against them was pretty incredible for this group. We've worked so hard since coming together, and it's just great that everyone could do, I suppose, the work back at home, and then when we came together here throughout the practice matches, the trainings, to get ourselves up to take on the world's best and beat them on their home soil. Thanks, mate.
Ian McCulloch.
Hi, Glenn. Well played, mate. In terms of what happened on Sunday, losing that match and the kind of recovering from that to win today in such dramatic circumstances, how big an achievement is that by the team?
Yeah, I suppose completely different situations. I think you saw once there was an opening at at one end for both sides. It seemed to be difficult for the new batter to start, and I think we talked about in the post match last time that we didn't quite get our last 10 overs right to their tail, and Adil Rashid, I think he's got 8 first-class hundreds or 10 first-class hundreds or something like that, where he's still a capable batter, and Tom Curran's a more than capable batsman as well. And they cashed in on a bit of loose bowling, and I suppose England came back on and were able to break that big partnership between Marnus and Finchie, and put a lot of pressure, I suppose, on the batters coming in. When the ball's reversing and slow off the wicket, and it's difficult to score. It's hard for a new batter to start, but it looks completely different when you're in the middle of a partnership. And I suppose that was probably why I was a little bit dirty on getting out tonight. I thought it might be difficult for the new batter, but to the guys' credit that came in, they were able to finish the job. But it's one of those things where once you open up an end over here with used wickets, and there's been a lot of traffic on these two grounds over the last couple of months, it's not going to be easy for the guys coming into the middle.
And just one more, Glenn. In terms of satisfaction from your innings tonight, where does that rank in your career?
Yeah, it ranks pretty highly. I really enjoyed the partnership. As I said, like batting with Alex Carey out there, seeing him get his first ODI 100 is pretty special, and knowing how hard he's worked. He's such a great person, and one of the great guys to be around. I see him every day. He makes me smile, and we always have a laugh together. But to see him get the rewards at the other end was extremely special, and to top off to beat the number one team on their own soil was even more special. But yeah, Alex out there was outstanding. He probably had a little bit more thrown at him than I was. I was able to sort of counter attack to the short boundary, and then they went a bit more defensive to me, where they were probably attacking him a little bit more. Didn't really give him much to score on for the short boundary, and he probably had to work a little bit harder for his runs. But I just thought the way he got through every challenge that he faced, he was able to do it calmly, and he just did it with great temperament the whole time.
Great stuff. Good on you, mate. Thank you.
Sam Ferris.
Glenn, do you want to bat a bit higher than 7 now?
No, thanks. No, not if we get to bat with Alex Carey all the time. That was great fun. As I said, every time you get a chance to play in this Australian team, you take whatever role you're given. I suppose the really good thing is, even in the lockdown period, I was training with the Australian ODI captain with Finchie, and we were able to talk about my role and talk about certain things. And I just had so much clarity on what he expected of me in that role, and I think that gave me really good clarity out there. I think I was able to take the game on just with the clarity he gave me before the tournament started, and was able to ride on that momentum as well. And just knowing that I had the backing of him is awesome, and he's been great for this group over here. He's kept us all together, all 21 of us in the hub here, and he's done a great job. And whether it be in the field or with his batters, he's been outstanding.
And just last one, you're going to spend a lot of time in bubbles this summer. How did you find that experience over there, and would you like to see something similar replicated in Australia?
I really enjoyed it. I suppose it'd be a bit different doing it for a longer period of time. I know we've only probably been here for a month, but just speaking to Owen Morgan out there before, talking about the importance of getting your families around at different stages. They've had different times to sort of go back and see their families at different times. So I think that's still got to be still be able to sort of manipulate it into the system where you can still have a bit of family time, and whether they do a bit of time in quarantine to be able to see you. But that's still going to be important for everyone's mental health, to be able to be around loved ones and still have a bit of normality in life.